Stretch, week 2, math, first grade, lesson 1. And we're going to do box 11. It's the hardest box. 10 hid 24 eggs for Easter. His family found 17 of them, but Z eggs were never found. How much is Z? Do we know all the stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
But there's no kid books. Oh, no. There's no kid books.
Oh, how much is all the stuff? 24. Do we know part of the stuff?
Yes.
How many eggs did his family find?
17.
Yep. And then, do we know the other part? No. And they're calling it Z. So make a line. And go ahead and write a little tiny Z on there. A little Z. What kind of problem is it? Yes. Okay, it's a takeaway. Does it matter when we write our algorithm? Does it matter which number goes on top?
Yes.
Sure does. Which one do we have to put? The bigger. All right. So we're going to write 24 on top. And 17 goes underneath. What sign?
Mine.
Okay. Looks like most of you got done writing this. Shall we go ahead and make the minuet? You guys ready? Okay. How many units does it have?
4.
4. So the minuend is the top number, and it's got 4 units. And we make the minuend, right? Remember? 1, 2, 3, 4. What else does the minuend have?
2.
2 tens. Good. 1, 2. Now we're going to subtract 7 units. Uh-oh. Sell a 10 to the bank and ask the bank to give you 10 units. I would like 10 units, please.
I think 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2 equals 10.
Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put them with your other units, and now you can take 7 away.
And I have to take 1 10 away.
Now you have to take 1 10 away.
7.
So all that's left is 7. 7, and put it in the units. So how many eggs are left? 7. We used to, in my family, we used to say that those were for the elves and fairies to eat. But you guys know my story about Bruce's dad, right?
No.
He was working construction and he went up to Redding, California to do roofing. And him and his buddy weren't going to get paid for 2 weeks because you don't get your first paycheck for 2 whole weeks. And they had left all their money with their wives so the wives could buy food for the kids. And they were getting real hungry. They didn't have any money. And about the 4th day, they'd gone without eating. They were up there on the roof. And there was a little dust devil, which is a wind that goes like this. And it brings the dust up, right? And a little piece of newspaper about this big came up in the dust devil and landed on the roof. And Bruce's dad decided to pick it up and look at it. And he did. And he read, oh, there was an Easter egg hunt. And it had been just that Sunday, right before those guys started working. And he looked at his buddy and he's like, hey, how much do you want to bet those kids didn't find all the eggs? So they went to the town park and they found about 35 eggs that the kids had never found. And they lived on eggs for the next couple weeks till they got their paychecks.
Wait.
Pretty cool story. And it was real eggs. Back then they didn't do candy eggs. It was real hard-boiled eggs. So they just ate eggs every day. All right.
Is he actually cooked them?
No, they were already cooked. They found them. They ate them.
Did
The
he
kids
warm
didn't
them
find
up?
You know, on Easter Sunday, Damien, if it's a big, Redding's a pretty big town, so there were probably hundreds of eggs hidden at the park for the kids. So the kids didn't find all of them. Gideon, do you mind grabbing me a couple rulers for, let's do a Lego one.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
No.
Jane made a Lego house. She used 68 red blocks and 84 blue blocks. The house has X blocks. How much is X?
No.
So we don't know yet, right? We don't know what X is yet.
Yeah, I got this page filled up. That's not full.
Question. Do we know all the stuff this time?
No.
No. Good. And they're calling this X. So if you want, next to your question mark, you can write a little X. But it looks like a time sign, so to make it, I do old-fashioned X's that are a backwards C and a forward C. And that way you won't get it mixed up with a time sign. In algebra,
Is
right,
that a
you have to do these kind of X's. It's like a cursive X. And you know why you want to do that kind? Is so it doesn't look like a time sign.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of a part of math called algebra?
No.
Well, they use X and Z a lot.
Hey, we're doing algebra.
Doing algebra. Because we know, right, that X is the missing value. So, do we know part of the stuff?
Yes.
Sure. She used red, and it says she used 68. My guess is she used red for the roots.
No, my guess is that how many did you use?
84.
My guess is
Yeah, you might be right, because in the picture, it's a tiny picture, but it does show stripes. I think maybe she made a stripe house. You see that? It's like striped, huh?
Yeah, she did make it that way.
Wouldn't it be funny if somebody made a house like that in real life?
Is that a cat?
So, 84. I told you when Bruce and I were building our house, it was logs. And Zayla, our daughter, said,
Could we please paint each log a different color?
and Bruce and I were like, no.
Why?
We didn't even pretend we would try that. Because that sounds horrible. Imagine passing a house where it's like a log cabin and then each log is a different color. Doesn't that sound like weird? Yeah, it'd be weird. So we were mean and we were just like, no. Okay. What kind of problem is it?
What? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter which one goes on top. So Damien, which one do you want to put on top?
The biggest.
84? Okay. And just make sure 68 is lined up underneath. And we gotta put a plus. Now I was silly and I put my towels away, but if you kept your towels out, you can just put 3 away and then you'll have 4. I didn't do that.
Me either.
So if you actually put your towel away, go ahead and get 4 units out for your 12 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what?
8, 10.
8 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. JD, can you get Damien caught up? Just go ahead and make his 4 units and 8 10s. Thank you. It's okay, Damien. Thank you.
5 plus 3 makes 8.
You're such a good friend. Yes, 5 plus 3 makes 8, 4 plus 4 makes 8. You know how I was talking earlier about growing up and doing something in math with math? I think you might do that. Because you're like, you see patterns of numbers in your head a lot, don't you? Okay, so we made our 12 patterns. Now what?
You take 3 plus.
We're going to make the bottom pattern. Okay? Units first. How many? 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
4 plus 2 makes 6.
8.
4 plus 3 makes 6. 2 plus 2 makes 4. 8. 6 plus 6 makes 8.
6 plus 6 makes 12. Now we're going to have 6 10s. 1, 2, bless you, baby. 3, 4, 5,
I think
6.
that's not easy. 6 plus 3 plus 3 is 6.
Yep.
So I just got 3.
That's a great idea. Look at
I
that.
just got 4
It's a
plus
quick
2.
way to do it, isn't it?
And when I was getting out the onions, I just got a handful. I just threw it there.
So pass one of those to Damien.
Oh, that's
Okay, turn you. All right, put your ruler.
Why don't you make like, I can give you like special wooden sticks instead of rulers.
Now we're going to add units or tens first?
Tens. Units.
Good. Move all your units down and count them.
Okay, now we have 12. Take 10. And then you're left with 2. Okay, thanks. You're left with 2?
Uh-huh.
You only have 2.
You do have 12, right? So then you take 10 of them and there will only be 2 left.
Oh, that's so
Aw.
As we
Now, what are you going to get?
but should work together.
What
14.
What are you going to get? A 10.
15.
JD, you're getting ahead and you told Kay not to, remember?
Oh.
So
But he was on the head, so now it's my turn to
now, once you put that 10 there, Damien, did you get a 10 from the bank? You did or you didn't?
I did.
Okay, then put all your other 10s below the ruler.
15.
1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did you get 15, Kay?
Yeah.
Did you, Damien?
I'm still tired.
them to the bank, and JD said we're gonna get 100. You should have 5 left, right? And the 100 goes in its own space. And now we're gonna write this sum. Put one more back. No, put one of those that's in your hand.
Yeah.
Now get yourself 100, buddy. Don't just walk in the bank and give them all that money. They have to give you something. 100.
I can make you like 5 of this.
Okay, now we're gonna write down our sum. How many units?
2.
That's gonna go here. How many tens? 5. How many hundreds? 1.
I think I like box 10 the most.
Right. Box 11 is hard. Now, I'm going to read you one more problem. We're not going to do any more, but I want to read you one that's real interesting, okay?
Do we have to do it? No.
Listen to this one. Rich found 12 frogs in the pond. He found 5 more in a ditch. Then he found 4 more in some wet grass. So that's T frogs total. How much is T?
I don't know.
So did you guys notice that he found 12
Well,
and then 5 and
and
then
then
4? When you write that, that's going to have how many add-ins?
3.
3 add-ins. Because you have to add. You don't know all the stuff. So you're going to be adding. But you're going to have 1, 2, 3 add-ins. Have you guys ever done a 3 add-in problem before?
No.
Well, it's just like that, but you make 1 more. All right? So don't be afraid of that. Do you want to do one like that, or can you remember?
Remember.
You can remember? You want to do one like that? Right here, right now? You're awesome. Let's do it.
I don't. Why does Kay get to make all of this?
Because he just wants to be sure that you guys got this. I think it's a good idea.
got it. I've done a 20 times 20 problem at my house.
Okay. Ready? We're going to do one like the one I just read you. Jim has X shirts. So it's X again, not T. 4 are in the wash. 7 are in his closet. 1 is on Jim. And 2 are on the floor. How much is X? Do we know all the stuff?
Yeah.
No. Make a box. And you guys, there's so much stuff this time. You better make a really wide box. And then we're going to put a question mark and write X
Just not all
next to it. We don't know what X is. This will count for your spelling.
Partner spelling?
For whatever spelling you pick today.
Actually, I kind of want to count for language. I don't want to do tasks.
No, not language. It can only count for half of them. You decide.
Half a language.
You decide if you want it to count for spelling or half of language.
Half
Okay, now.
a language.
Ready? He's got 4 are in the wash. 7 are in his closet. 1 is on Jim. That's good. Right? Otherwise he wouldn't be wearing a shirt.
Yeah. Let's have it with the shirt.
Yeah, we like guys when they wear their shirts, right?
I ran down to the bar naked.
We don't need to know about that, Jade.
Okay.
How many are on the floor?
I'll tell you today.
2. So this kid is a little bit messy, huh? 2 are on the floor. Okay.
Maybe look at this.
How much is X? Okay. This is definitely going to be a what? Plus. So let's put, I'll just tell you how to arrange the numbers.
Can we not write anymore?
Let's put the smallest one on the top.
No,
Come on.
biggest.
All right. Seven's gonna go on the top. So JD and Damien, since you guys wanted the biggest on the top, can Kay pick the next one?
Yes.
Okay. 4. Okay. JD, what's gonna be next? The 2. Oh man, you guys, you're putting 1 on the bottom. Poor little one. Poor little one.
Well, me and Kay are 7. We want a 7 on the top.
Oh my, I see why you want it. And Damien's about to be 7.
Yeah,
3 more days.
Oh, I'm a 7.
Birthday boy.
Tomorrow's Ty's birthday.
So guys, the cool thing about this problem is
But
no
his
hundreds
celebration's on 7.
and no tens.
I'm not even doing
It's all units. Damien, pass me your book. Why? Because I need to get you caught up, mister. It's okay. You're trying. It is easy. It looks hard, but it's really easy, isn't it? And the reason it's easy, there it is. No, the answer is not 4. Stop talking and sit up. And let's make it. Starting with the top adding. 7. 7 what?
7 units.
Thank you, JD. 1, 2, Damien. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I left my stuff out. 2 plus 5 makes 7.
Waiting for Damien to make 7.
I just got 5 done. Now we have 7.
Good. Put them up here for the top adding. It's good. Now we're going to make what? 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Just pick one.
There's got to be less talking. Now what? 2. And it's all units, JD. JD, look at me. It's all units.
Oh.
So now we need 2. You should have a pile of 7 units, a pile of 4 units, a pile of 2, and last of all we're going to do a pile of 1.
If you have one in a pile, it's not really a pile.
That's right, it's not a pile.
You should make it.
Damien, that pile needs 1 more to make 4. Good. Now make your pile of 2.
There's really no such thing as a pile of 2.
And now make
That's not
1. Okay, now put your rulers. Everybody, rulers. And add. It just all goes down.
It's
under the
gonna be
ruler.
more than
It is going to be more than 9.
14.
1, 2,
That's it.
15.
I did get 14.
Yeah, I got 14. I got 15.
Damien, how much did you get? 12,
12, 15.
13, 14. Okay, 14.
15. He has one more unit right there.
No, that's his 14. So now we're going to take 10 of them to the bank and exchange for a 10.
I should have 4 left. Give me a one.
Now we can write down our sum.
And it's 4.
14, right? You need to exchange 10 of them for a 10. You should have 4 left,
Bam.
and then you have 14.
I'll put them away.
Okay, write your sum. And that's how you do box 11. Just remember, is it okay to use letters when you don't know a value?
Yes.
Yeah, it's new for you guys, but that's algebra. That's what algebra does. Algebra uses A, B, X, Y, Z, W, T, X. They use letters for numbers when you don't know what the number
Do
is.
separate rings do algebra? Yes.
I don't remember.